everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Lily and Jenn's Spooky Den. Today, we're going to cover cryptids of Massachusetts. We're choosing 4 today to cover, so it might be a little short, but we're going to try to extend it as long as we can.
Mhm.
Let's see. So, I will start with what is called a puckwudgie. Now, that is an interesting name. Could you imagine having a wedgie kind of thing? Maybe? That's what it makes me
A,
think of.
a wedgie on a puck.
Right? All right. Puck wedgies are like the forest's secret little managers. Small, quiet, powerful in ways you wouldn't expect, and not always thrilled about humans tromping their territory. They come from the Wampanoag and other Algonquin traditions. In those stories, they're usually described as being knee-high or maybe as tall as a 6-year-old child. But don't let the size fool you. They are not cute woodland fairy buddies. We'll talk about those later. They are closer to tricksters with a sharp edge. Dun dun dun. If
Little
you're looking
trolls.
for yes, absolutely. I feel like I might have seen something similar like that to um to a pukwudgie in Michigan with my
Mhm.
own eyes, personally.
Mhm.
But I'm not really sure if they had pukwudgies. I haven't looked into that. So some traits that we're looking at with the pukwudgie are shapeshifting, arrows of spirit. That's kind of crazy. So they're basically like these invisible arrows. Could you imagine that?
Oh, like Cupid arrows?
Yeah, they cause harm or confusion.
Oh, like Cupid arrows.
Mm-hmm,
Sorry.
mm-hmm. They can disappear. Emotional volatility. Um, a memory like dried pine needles. They do not forget offenses. Much like my dog when I don't give her a treat.
You always gotta give the doggo a treat.
Uh-huh. Older stories paint them as beings that exist alongside humans, but not for humans. They aren't evil, but they're not gentle guardians either. They're more like, I live here, you live here, let's see how that goes. Huh, sounds very familiar. Me. In most stories, the respectful thing to do is acknowledge their space, act politely, and not to try to befriend them. Wow, yeah, I think I might identify as a pukwudgie.
I think so too.
Seeking them out is considered unwise. Oh, they're sometimes connected to feelings of being watched in deep forests, the way deer watch from between trees, quiet, unreadable, and older than whatever you think is going on. The most important thing to know is these stories are part of living indigenous cultures. They are not just mythical creatures, they carry history, lessons, and worldview. Especially for the communities that tell these stories, pukwudgies aren't random fantasy lore, they're woven into the identity of the land. That is so much creepier. It gives that like so much more like meaning and power, you know?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Therefore, if you were walking in the New England forest and felt like the woods were a little more awake than usual, maybe it's just the wind, but maybe there's a good chance that a pukwudgie is leaning against a birch tree, deciding what kind of day it's going to be.
Damn.
Yeah,
I would love to run into one though, despite its
I
little
know.
arrows of fury. Um,
I know.
but I
They're just
think I'd
really
be so.
cool.
Yeah. I'd be like, hey, what's up? How you doing? Um,
Absolutely.
but it definitely reminds me of Cupid and his arrows, because causing chaos and confusion everywhere. Um, but they sound cute though. Is it not cute? Is it not cute? I don't know.
Danger
I like
cuteness.
I like the name too, Puckwudgie. They're so
Pukwudgie.
funny. Yeah, all I have about the Puckwudgies. So basically, they weren't always bad. They
Oh.
Actually, when it suited them, they would be helpful to humans, their human neighbors.
Uh,
Um, and they controlled the Cape Cod version of the Will-o'-the-Wisp.
dun, dun,
Lumin-
dun.
Luminous fairies called Te Paiwankas. I probably butchered that. Um, and yeah, do you want to talk about them?
Sure. So the will-o'-the-wisps are ghostly lights that flit around salt marshes and bogs, especially in old cranberry areas. These are the kind of lights that make you wonder if the land itself is breathing. And for those who don't know, it's very local to us. I haven't personally seen something like this, but I also don't hang out in the cranberry bogs at night very often.
Which is very hard not to hang out in a cranberry bog around here because there's so many of them. So
Yes, and they're beautiful. And they
yes,
smell really good.
they do. They do. It's like everywhere you turn, there's another cranberry bog right there.
Yeah. Um, and as far as what they look like, people can describe them as being pale blue or green glimmers, floating low to the ground, drifting like something half curious, half dreaming. Sometimes they appear as a single glowing puff, and other times more like a little cluster. Like the marsh is holding up tiny, tiny lanterns. That sounds really majestic. Historically, uh, Cape Cod has lots of bogs, as we just covered. They're
Yep.
everywhere. And bogs are full of decaying plants. Mm-hmm. My dog jumped into one and all of her white parts were like a dark, boggy black and brown. Thank God I had a car seat liner. When organic matter breaks down without oxygen, it can release gases like phosphine and methane, which can ignite when they hit the air. They can create floating flames, brief, cold looking, and strange. But no one actually sees one. But no one actually sees one comes away thinking, well, that was perfectly ordinary chemical reaction
I
because
wouldn't think
they
that.
don't behave like fire. They drift, pause, and watch, as if something is deciding where to go. For the old Cape Cod folklore view, Cape Codders used to say the lights were lost souls wandering the marsh, spirits of drowned sailors from shoals, sometimes tricksters of lights that lure the unwary off of safe paths, very similar to the Puckwudgies. There's an old saying around Barnstable: if the light moves like it wants you to follow, don't, because the marsh doesn't care about your bones or your pride. It will
True.
swallow both.
That's
That
so
is
true.
so creepy.
That is so true.
Maybe I won't go for a walk in the cranberry bogs tomorrow.
Yeah, don't do that. And I
on
won't
a
join you.
on a fog-heavy night near tidal flats, footsteps can sound like they're not actually yours. Yeesh. Will-o'-the-wisps and their connections to the Puckwudgies on Cape Cod. Some Wampanoag stories link strange marsh lights to Puckwudgies, especially in places around Freetown and the Bridgewater Triangle, just west of the Cape. In those tales, the lights are lures, small spirits flickering to draw someone deeper so that something else can watch from the reeds. Not to harm, at least not always, but to test. The forest and the marsh keep their own rules. So, in plain terms, science says swamp gas igniting, folklore says wandering souls or spirits that guide. Some say Puckwudgies lighting their path. The marsh says nothing at all. And that is somehow the loudest answer.
Ooh.
All right. So this takes place in the Brewster Flats. A couple was walking down the tidal flats at twilight and saw a pale green light drifting a few feet above the muck. They assumed it was another hiker with a lantern until they noticed it wasn't casting a light on the ground, and it stayed perfectly still when the wind blew. And when they walked up toward it, it slid away at the same pace they approached, like something matching their movement the way a cat does when deciding if it trusts you. Then it simply winked out. No sound and no reason. They told nobody for a year because they felt like it was a private thing, like they were being acknowledged. And then for the second one, this one takes place in the Harwich Bog. A local teenager that was driving the sand back roads near an abandoned cranberry bog saw a bluish orb moving alongside the passenger window. It didn't bob like a firefly, and it moved smooth as if thought to be alone. When they sped up, the light kept pace, slowed down, and it slowed down. Turned at the next intersection, and the light paused, hovering like it was considering whether to continue, and then it faded, as if stepping backward into another layer of thin air. The teens described it as not threatening, just present.
That one was in Harwich.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, that's close by.
I know. Crazy.
um, that's so funny. I wish I could see something like
Mm-hmm.
that. Man, all I gotta see is ghosts, man. um, okay, all right. So I have some interesting information about the Gloucester sea serpent, which is from Gloucester, Massachusetts. Yeah.
I'm excited for this one.
Yes. Um, so the Gloucester sea serpent is a legendary creature reportedly seen around and off the coast of Gloucester, Massachusetts, in Cape Ann area in the United States. The heyday of sightings began in August 1817 and continued into 1818 to 1819. Described as a massive serpent-like creature with humps along its back, the Gloucester sea serpent has been the subject of numerous sightings and tales of encounters by fishermen and sailors. The earliest alleged sighting of such a creature off Cape Ann was recorded by John Jocelyn in 1638. Occasional sightings continue to the 21st century. And although the indigenous people of Cape Ann had told the settlers about a sea serpent, the earliest recorded sighting of the Gloucester sea serpent was in 1817, when a group of fishermen reportedly saw a 60-foot or 18-meter serpent-like creature with a head like a turtle swimming in the waters. Yeah. Head of a turtle swimming in the waters off the coast of Gloucester. The sightings continued sporadically throughout the 19th century, with many local fishermen claiming to have seen the creature while out at sea. One of the most famous sightings. Isn't that cool? I wish I.
That's freaking
Man,
crazy.
I wish I could see something like that. I want to go to like Loch Ness and see Nessie, man.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
Oh man, that is so crazy. I don't even know what I would do if I actually saw something like that.
I don't either.
Except for freak out and maybe scream a lot.
I'd probably scream a little bit. One of the most famous sightings of the Gloucester sea serpent occurred in 1817 when a group of men aboard the schooner Caravan reported seeing a large creature with a head like a serpent and a humpback body swimming alongside their vessel. The crew fired a cannon at the creature, but it disappeared beneath the water and was not seen again.
Wow.
Several witnesses had reported seeing a stinger or spear protruding from the head of the creature, which has led Joe Nickel to conclude that the creature is a narwhal. Or narwhal. Narwhal. I say narwhal. I say narwhal to piss people off. So he thinks it's a narwhal. Over the years, numerous sightings of the Gloucester sea serpent have been reported, with descriptions of the creature varying widely. Some have described it as a long snake-like creature, while others have reported seeing a humpback creature with a head like a horse. a seal, or a
Oh.
dinosaur. Because hundreds and possibly even thousands of people saw the creature, this serpent is one of the most well documented sea serpents ever. Despite the numerous sightings and tales of encounters, the existence of the Gloucester sea serpent remains a subject of debate and skepticism. Some have
Hmm.
speculated that the creature could be a large species of eel, while others have suggested that it may be a hoax or the result of misidentification of known marine animals. The creature has also become a symbol of the town of Gloucester, with local businesses and organizations using its image in their logos and promotional materials. Okay, so there's also one for Cape specifically. So the Herring Cove sea serpent, which is in P-Town.
Yeah, really close.
Yeah, so let me read about that real quick. It says Gloucester isn't the only harbor to hold a giant sea creature. Herring Cove in Provincetown, at the very tip of Cape Cod, has its own monster, witnessed in 1886. What makes the Herring Cove sea serpent unique is the theory behind it. Scientifically minded locals believe that recent underwater earthquakes awakened a prehistoric creature from its slumber and scared it to the surface. This monster was described as being over 300 feet long. Holy sorry.
That is so dude. I would probably pee my pants a little bit.
Yeah, talk about a
I'm not gonna
kraken. Holy
lie.
fuck. Um, so, sorry, I get thrown off by the 300 feet. Um, this monster was described as being over 300 feet long, and unlike that of the Gloucester serpent, which was mostly depicted as a huge snake, the description of the Herring Cove serpent doesn't resemble any creature ever seen by man before. A true monster, a local newspaper reported in 1886. A well known citizen here was going from the town to the backside of the Cape, and in crossing one of the sand dunes, saw a commotion in the water about half a mile from the shore of the Herring Cove. It looked like a whirlpool from his standpoint, appeared to be about 20 feet in diameter, from the center of which jets of spray, looking like steam, were ejected to the height of 50 feet. Intently watching the strange phenomenon, he presently saw a huge head above the surface and pointed for the shore. The head was as large as a 200-gallon cask, concave on the underside and convex on the upper. Damn. Sorry. I'm trying to
Nice.
picture this and I'm like, damn. But the citizen saw the creature coming towards the shore and secreted himself in a clump of beach plum bushes. Why didn't it just say hide himself? Sorry. Um, Towards the shore and hid himself in a clump of beach plum bushes, where he got a good view of the monster. The creature swam to the shore with a slow and undulating motion and passed within about 30 feet of where Mr. Citizen was secreted. It was about 300 feet long, and in the thickest part, which was about the middle, he judged as it passed him to be about 20 feet in diameter. The body was covered with scales as large as the head of a fish barrel and were colored alternately green, red, and blue. The most curious feature was the head. The open mouth disclosed 4 rows of teeth, which glistened like polished ivory and were at least 2 feet long, while on the extreme end of the head or nose extended a tusk or horn at least 8 feet in length. The creature had 6 eyes, as large as good-sized dinner plates, and they were placed at the end of the movable projections, so they were at least 3 feet from the head. In the creatures moving along, these projections were continually on the move so that the reptile could see before, behind, and sideways at all times. 3 of the eyes were of a fiery red hue, while the others were of a pale green. When the tail came out of the water, it was seen to be... When the tail came out of the water, it was seen to be a V shape, the broadest part towards the body, to which it was joined by a small bony cartilage about 20 feet long and only 10 inches in diameter. 10 inches in diameter, that's crazy. This tail on the broad part was studded with very hard bony scales shaped like teeth, about 1 foot long and 8 inches at the base, and cut everything smooth to the ground as it was dragged over the surface. Pine and oak trees, nearly 1 foot in diameter, were cut off as smoothly as if done by a saw.
Wow.
Damn. The creature made for one of the large freshwater ponds called Pasture Pond. When in the center, the head, which had all the time been raised some 30 feet in the air, began slowly to descend and was soon underwater, the body slowly following it. As the tail disappeared, the water commenced to recede from the shore until the pond was left completely dry, with a large hole in the center some 20 feet in diameter, perfectly circular, down which sounding leads have been lowered 250 fathoms. Oh my god. And no bottom found. Okay. That's captain, like, sailor talk, and I don't know.
Gotcha.
By standing on the brink of the hole, what appears to be water can be seen at a long distance down. Anyways, preparations are being made to investigate the matter, and thousands are going to see and examine the track of the huge sea monster for fear that this statement should be doubted, and anyone try to contradict it. I here append a copy of Mr. Citizen's affidavit and signature. And then it says that he does testify that the foregoing statement is correct. It is true description of the serpent as he appeared to me on that morning, and I was not unduly excited by liquor or otherwise. So he was not drunk. He was not drunk when he told us.
Oof.
Yeah.
That is so
That sounds
scary.
That's so crazy. I wonder how often this thing would like come to the surface. If it was in
Yeah.
1886, is it every 150 years maybe? Or what's going on with that? Because
Yeah, I don't know. That sounds really cool, though.
it does. So I was reading from Weird Massachusetts, Your Travel Guide to Massachusetts Local Legends and Best Kept Secrets by Jeff Belanger, presented by Mark Skirman and Mark Morin, authors of Weird US. So, yeah, this is
good read.
spooky.
Go do it.
Yeah, I love this book, and Jeff Belanger is like one of the paranormal investigators, researchers that I really look up to. He used to do research and stuff for Ghost Adventures, and that's how I found him. And then just started following him. And he has a podcast too, so it's called New England Legends. So if anyone wants to check that out, yeah, it's really cool. So he's wicked awesome. And I've met him twice, and yeah. I get to go ghost hunting with him at Slater Mill. We just passed Slater Mill the other day. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that was cool. But yeah, he's somebody I look up to a lot, so love his books, and this one's actually really cool. Has really cool pictures and stuff. Yeah, so that's the Gloucester sea serpent, and apparently the Provincetown sea serpent. Yeah, and the last one that I have is from the same book, so I'm just going to read from that. Oh, wait, how long is this? Oh my god. Okay. So it's only like a couple pages, but not that bad. So this is Bigfoot spotted in Massachusetts. All right. So Bigfoot, or Sasquatch as he is sometimes called, is that large hairy ape-man creature that has puzzled cryptozoologists for generations. Usually reported as being covered in brownish or grayish hair, the critter is notoriously shy, which may be just as well since he's also said to smell very bad. Generally, he will flee from any human contact, but in some reports has been provoked to violence. He's most usually sighted in the dense woods of northwestern United States. However, he has made his appearances right here in our fair state of Massachusetts. Yeah.
Wow.
So Bigfoot on October Mountain. The largest state forest in Massachusetts, 16,500 acres, surrounds October Mountain in the bucolic town of Lee, and this green and rural country is home to more than one unexplained phenomenon. Bigfoot is said to wander the hills and paths. Sasquatch researchers in Southbridge native Corey Alari said the first sighting in October Mountain State Forest took place in 1983. 4 friends were having a cookout near an abandoned Boy Scout camp, referred to as Camp Eagle in the initial report. Around 10 a.m., they started hearing movement coming from the woods nearby. The strange sounds continued for a couple of hours until 2 members of the party decided to investigate the source. Alary said when they were about 100 yards from the campsite, they saw a creature about 50 yards ahead of them on a trail. The creature was silhouetted by the moonlight. The 2 went back and told their friends what they saw, and the group decided that leaving the area was better than contending with whoever or whatever owned the silhouette.
Mm.
As they were leaving, Alari said they swung the car around and the headlights picked up the creature standing behind some bushes. They stopped the car and one of the witnesses got out for a better look. This person stated that the creature was about 7 feet tall, had brown hair all over its body, and had red eyes. As the witness approached, the creature fled back into the woods. The 1983 account wasn't the only Sasquatch sighting on October Mountain. There is also a 1989 report involving a woman who was hiking along a trail on the mountain. She saw something out of the corner of her eye, and according to Alari, she kept walking, but also kept noticing this movement. At one point, she took out a pair of binoculars and saw what she described as a Sasquatch in a clearing a ways off from where she was standing. She described it as large and hairy. She also stated that it seemed to her that the creature was rooting around on the ground for food. It would crouch down, its hand would go to the ground and occasionally lift to its mouth. Being a bit scared, she headed back down the trail. Alari has investigated the 2 claims and has been to October Mountain several times. He's an avid hunter and outdoorsman and uses all of those skills when tracking this elusive creature. He hikes the trails where Bigfoot is said to have been, with his video camera perched on the end of a tripod and cradled across his shoulder the way a soldier carries his gun. If Alari does cross paths with Sasquatch, he'll be ready to shoot. Video, that is. Oh, that's cute. Sorry. All right, I guess there was a sighting in Cedar Swamp as well. So Cedar Swamp lies in the central Massachusetts town of Westboro. Interstate 495 and the Massachusetts Turnpike intersect at this eastern edge of the 2,000-acre preserve, and over the last several decades, industry and residential areas have also encroached upon the area. Perhaps the resulting noise and bustle has finally scared off a creature one local man calls Big Harry. Dave, not his real name, grew up in Westboro and spent many days hiking, hunting, and camping in and around the area of Cedar Swamp. In the late 1980s, he and a friend were walking along some train tracks when Dave's friend said he saw a large, man-like creature bound across 2 sets of tracks in 3 strides. Dave didn't see the beast himself, but they went to look at where it had crossed and found a very large footprint. Several months later, Dave and 2 other friends were camping overnight in Cedar Swamp. They heard some rustling, then the rustling grew louder and seemed closer. Even though Dave had his 12-gauge shotgun with him, he was nervous, but he decided to take a flashlight and head down the path. He was just a short distance away when he heard the rustling louder and closer this time. At the moment, Dave's fear gave way to something else. I don't know why, but I suddenly got some courage at that point and said, "Wait a minute here." He turned and walked toward the sound as his friends dashed by him. I shined the flashlight at where the sound was coming from, and I saw these two hairy legs. They were like tree trunks. He shined the light even higher until it came to rest on the creature's face. I saw its face. I had my rifle with me, but I didn't want to shoot it. It looked at me and raised its eyebrows, like it was curious about me. The encounter lasted only a few seconds before fear took hold of Dave again, and he turned to run. Over the years, Dave shared the story with only a few people because he was tired of being laughed at. He is particular about not labeling the creature he saw as Bigfoot because of the stigma that witnesses subject themselves to. He and his friends have instead nicknamed the cedar swamp creature Big Harry. That's so cute.
I love it.
Yeah, a Bigfoot sighting in our own backyard. That's crazy. Which one of these guys would you want to see in real life?
For me personally, I feel like the Will-o-the-Wisp would be so cool, just because it would be so like pretty and I don't know, maybe form fuzzy feelings.
True, actually. That's a good point because I miss seeing fireflies everywhere. So
Yeah, me too.
yeah, we used to see them all the time years ago, and now there's none left, and it's so sad. But
Yeah.
I miss fireflies so bad. But yeah, probably that. I don't know, because I think seeing a little puckwudgie would be so freaking cool.
That would be
I don't
absolutely.
I don't even know if I would like interact with it. I'd just be like and just
I
stare
would
at
be
it.
maybe scared of it. Like, what is that?
Yeah, true. I don't know.
God,
It's
you're
like
not normal.
it's said to just look like a little child size like troll pretty
Yeah,
much. So, I don't know.
dude,
I
and
feel like that'd be cute.
it would. But I don't know, like I said, I feel like I saw something very similar to that in Michigan, and I don't remember if I covered this or not already in our previous episodes. um, but yeah, so it would be 10 or 11 o'clock at night when I'd be coming home from work, and it was only the very faint light of the street lamps. And I saw on two occasions, maybe even three, uh, this little creature that was on two legs, standing pretty low to the ground. Of course, I wasn't up next to it, so I couldn't say whether or not how tall it was.
Mm.
But it was definitely really small, and it was carrying piles of leaves and sticks across the road. And it would leave for a minute and then go back across the road, grab another pile of leaves or sticks, and then go right back across the road. I didn't really see where it was going because by the time it got out of the street lamp light, I couldn't see it anymore.
Oh damn.
Yeah.
That's so cute though. Like just the thought of
He was
like
just
having like a
doing his
little
own thing.
yeah, just a little elf guy just,
Yeah.
you know, gathering things to make a house or I don't know, light something on fire. I don't know. It's just it's so cute.
Yeah.
um
Yeah, I have no idea what he was doing, what he was building, maybe a house. I don't really know.
yeah, I hope he was building himself a house or fixing his current house maybe, renovating.
Mm. Mm-hmm. Gotta keep up with
um
the renovations.
yeah, yeah, true. Yeah, that's so cute though. I don't think I've ever come across anything that's been close to a cryptid. It's not Massachusetts related to, but the one I want to see is the Mothman because ugh, I just love the Mothman. Ever since I saw the Mothman prophecies back in high school, I've been obsessed with the Mothman. So we could talk about those another day, but but yeah,
We have to,
I
absolutely.
yeah, we should do some more cryptid stuff. But
Yes.
I like the Pukwudgies. I'd love to see one. I actually remember going on a ghost tour in Barnstable Village. It was a haunted history tour, and it was one of my first times on the because I went back 400 times after that. And I ghost hunted with the people from the research group that started it, and all
Mhm.
the and whole of other stories for that another time. But I remember going on the haunted tour, and they told us about the puck wedgies, and we went up to this one house that had a bog or a marsh or something behind it, and the tour guide was like, "Oh, just stand there with your back against the marsh." And he's like, "Anyone brave enough to do it?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, sure." So I went up. So I went up and I stood up in front of everybody, and I put my back to the marsh, and he goes, "You hear that?" I go, "No." He goes, "Oh, good, because I didn't hear anything." I was like, I was like, "Thanks."
They've been like, "You're crazy."
Yeah, because I always wondered if I had said, "Yeah, oh yeah, I hear that." If he would have been like, "Oh, that's a pukwudgie," or because he was telling us about pukwudgies, and then he was like, "Go stand up with your back against the marsh," and I was like, "All right."
Yeah.
But it was pretty funny.
That's pretty
Um,
good.
yeah, but if you ever go on one of those tours, he's not like the I'm gonna jump scare you type, or like anything like
Okay.
that. He basically just lets you do whatever. Not even do whatever, but just lets you experience whatever. Um,
Okay.
because stuff happens. um,
Yeah, man. Ugh.
I feel like
Especially
that should
like
be
when
another
you're like
episode.
not expecting something to really happen and then it does and you're like, holy shit, what?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
have stories that I could talk about when I was in Nevada about
Mhm.
Virginia City. Oh my goodness. So many
Mhm.
things. Very
Yeah.
cool. I think that was one of the most memorable experiences I've had in a haunted building.
Yeah. We gotta save those for another episode, because we could talk about
Mhm.
freaking all of our ghost hunting experiences every day for
Absolutely.
years. Um, but yeah, that's a story for another time. But
Agreed.
yeah, I would love to come across an actual cryptid or something. Maybe not a scary one, but
Ooh,
like
while
I
we're
I
on
don't
the topic of cryptids,
I don't
I
want like a
do.
walker at my house.
Oh yeah. Oh
Just saying.
no, no.
Yeah.
I know we covered the Bigfoot sightings and stuff like Sasquatch. So I mean,
Mhm.
it wasn't in Massachusetts. It was in Maine. My uncle
Ooh.
had just moved there, and his house is in like a very, very rural area in Maine, and it sits way up high on a hill, and then there's some mountainsides and stuff behind it. And I just remember him saying the couple they bought it from left very, very abruptly, didn't say why they were leaving, and they sold the house with all of the furniture in it. And he tells me when I was there that, let's start here. I was like, why did you have a baseball bat by your door? And he goes, well, the people who sold me the house never came back to show me around or tell me more about the house. They just left this baseball bat and they told me it was by the door. And they said, keep it, you'll need it. And they didn't give any further explanation as to why. And my uncle was talking about how he heard pretty large footsteps in the woods every once in a while. And he remembered seeing something pretty tall through the tree line, but he couldn't really tell what it was because, there wasn't enough light from his porch. But he definitely stayed indoors.
Damn.
Yeah. Creepy.
Swing away.
Like,
Sorry. Sorry.
what's a baseball bat gonna do to fucking Sasquatch, though?
Yeah. If you swing away, it keeps anything out. So apparently it does that to aliens.
Oh.
I don't know. Sorry. Have you seen the movie Signs?
Mm-mm.
Oh, so you have no idea what I'm talking about.
Nope.
Okay. Okay, that's cool. Uh, I'll just go. I'll just go jump
Just
in a
crazy
marsh now.
talking.
Yeah, I don't know. But basically that's like the joke was just swing away and then like you'll knock out the aliens. It's fine.
That's insane. Could you imagine if like everybody applied that to real life?
I mean, sometimes it works, but I definitely wouldn't go after Sasquatch with it.
Oh hell no.
Yeah, no, I'm good with that.
Awesome.
Yeah, but there's some cryptids I wouldn't mind running into, like chupacabra or
Mm-hmm.
the Mothman or
What if it
even the
bites
Jersey.
you though?
Whatever.
Like that's
So I
like
turn into a Mothman. It doesn't like.
no, like the chupacabra. What if it bites you?
Oh, then I turn into a chupacabra. It's fine. I'll just be running around on all
Would
fours
they
like.
carry
"Arr, arr."
rabies?
I don't
Do you,
know.
do you think
Probably.
they? I don't even know.
And sometimes some people actually believe that the chupacabra is just a dog that was born deformed and with rabies and other diseases and
Mhm.
stuff. So
I feel like
like
it is more likely that it has a dog with mange or something.
yeah, yeah, like a dog with mange and rabies and um, hepatitis. I don't know. But
Something weird.
yeah, something completely random. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not like that worried about it, honestly. But yeah, I got bit by the chupacabra. Yeah, well, okay. So you did. It'd be an interesting story to tell, at least for 5 minutes while I'm living.
True.
But yeah, it'd be fun. The Mothman is what I really want to see. But I won't
Yeah.
go on about that. I'm not gonna go on about the Mothman this episode. But yeah, definitely my favorite cryptid. I think that and the Jersey
Absolutely.
Devil.
Oh
Is
yes,
the
I actually have a jacket with the Jersey Devil on it.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
I think we should go check out the woods and go find the Jersey Devil.
Honestly, yeah.
I'd,
I've
I'd be
been down
down
a
for that
haunted road
eventually.
in the Jersey woods.
Ooh.
Ooh. It wasn't there. It really wasn't that spooky, but it was pretty
Oh,
cool.
yeah. It was. Is that the one? No, I don't think it's there. Hold on. No, it's not there. Never mind. There's one that a car, like a ghost car, shows up at,
Yes, that's the road I
and
was
like,
on.
oh, the one that like tries to run you off the road or whatever,
Yeah.
or like yeah. Really?
Yep,
Did
because
you
my
see it?
ex lived close to it. No, he lived close to it, so he was like, "You want to go down a haunted road?" I was like, "Yeah."
You're like, bet I'm there.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah. I want to go. I want to go do all the things, all the legends, all the haunted places. I want to go to them all.
Yes, it's
Even
something that
Goatman's
we
Bridge.
we really gotta do.
Yeah, I say Goatman's Bridge, Jersey Devil.
Oh, Goldman's Bridge.
Mm.
I watched some scary videos about that. But
Yeah, I'm
oh, I gotta send you them now. I gotta like look them up and
okay.
then send you them because it was fucking scary. I had goosebumps watching those. I was like, oh shit, this is too real.
Yeah, I would definitely go to Goatman's Bridge. I go to what is it? Goatman's Bridge, Jersey Devil, Mothman, and Point Pleasant. A couple other ones I thought of, and I was like, oh, I really want to go there. But yeah, we need to do some horror stuff and haunted
Mm-hmm.
stuff.
Some traveling.
Yeah,
Yes.
50.
Thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of Lily and Jen's Spooky Den.
Yes, thank you so much. This is episode 6, and I
Yes.
can't believe we've actually stuck to this long. But I'm having a lot of fun recording these, even though there's nobody listening. It's fine. Uh, we do
It's all
appreciate
good.
those
Maybe one
who
day.
are, yeah. We do appreciate those who are listening, but it's okay. Things like this take time. So, um,
Hmm.
yeah, but thank you all for listening. If you want to know where I was reading from, it's called Weird Massachusetts by Jeff Belanger. And I also got the some of the serpent thing from Wikipedia. So,
Yay.
yeah. So, Wikipedia and then Weird Massachusetts by Jeff Belanger. That's where I got mine. Would you read from?
ChatGPT.
ChatGPT. All right. Well, ChatGPT. That's cool. Um. So yeah, you know what? I should probably use that next time. It might be a little easier,
It's
but
so good.
yeah. Um. Anyways, we might be changing our time when we release because I know I have been releasing it at 5 o'clock on Sundays. I'm probably gonna be releasing it on Monday mornings. Not sure what time, but it'll be early, and I'll probably have to schedule it. But I just think the time is different. Maybe I'll do like still do Sundays on Spotify and then Mondays on YouTube or whatever. But um,
Yeah.
yeah, either one. I'm like, I don't know. It's the timing. I put my information into a thing on YouTube, and it was like, oh, best time to upload is between 6 a.m. and 9 a.m. on whatever. And I was like, I'm not getting up that early to upload it. So I'm gonna be scheduling that one. So yeah, but I might try that next week with the next week episode because this week I'll probably just do Sunday regularly because nobody will know about the time change until this goes out.
Yeah.
But yeah, we might change it up a little bit, see if it works a little better. We do appreciate those who are listening right now, and I hope you enjoyed our little one today. Sorry, it was a short one, and it was kind of just a reading type of thing, but we've been busy. So not gonna lie, we've been busy, so we had to make it a short one. But yeah, thank you all for listening. Appreciate you, love you, miss you, never forget you. We shall hear you next week, and if you've made it this far, please just like the damn thing and subscribe to the damn thing. And sorry,
Just do it. Don't even think about it. Just do it.
yeah, just like and subscribe, and just just it's just you get all the, I was gonna say video, but we don't even have video yet. You get all the sound as soon as it comes out.
Mm-hmm.
All the sound as soon as it comes out if you subscribe and turn on those notifications and stuff. So yeah, anyways, I think I've rambled long enough. Thank you for coming by and listening. Appreciate you, and we will catch you next time. Bye.
Bye.